What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Wildcat Cave. Everyone knows that Kentucky fans are crazy. Ain't that right, John?
When is the last time I told you people you're crazy?
All of the time. That's when. But it isn't just Coach Cal telling us we're crazy. The college basketball community nationwide knows how crazy Big Blue Nation is, and sometimes Kentucky fans get a bad rap because of how passionate we are. And people say we care too much. But today, I'm going to make the argument for Big Blue Nation and help everyone understand why it means more here. First things first, we have to congratulate the winner of the first ever bracket challenge hosted here on the channel. And they were the only person to correctly guess UConn is the winner. Congratulations to Sack Woo, bracket number 3, on winning the challenge. Sack Woo actually had 3 of the top 5 spots in the challenge. So congrats to you. And if you're watching, email me at the email on the screen and we'll try to figure out a prize for you. So, what makes Kentucky Kentucky? You can answer that question in one word: tradition. And I don't just mean in basketball. The state of Kentucky and every main source of revenue that it has is built around tradition. Let's take a look at the two main ones: bourbon and horse racing. In the world of bourbon, Kentucky is the mecca. No one does bourbon like Kentucky, and people travel from all over the world to come to Kentucky and experience the best bourbon on earth. Collectors are willing to pay thousands and thousands of dollars to get their hands on the finest bourbons that the Commonwealth can offer. And since the 1700s, Kentuckians have been claiming the title Kings of Bourbon, and that's 300 years of bourbon making tradition. And then there's horse racing. Horse racing was popular in England in the 1700s, but once it came to Kentucky, it was revolutionized. William Whiteley, who fought against the British, loved horse racing and hated England. So he combined his love of horse racing and the hate of Britain by building horse tracks on his farm. But instead of the horses running clockwise like they did in the motherland, he decided horses on his farm would race counterclockwise as a sign of disrespect to the English tradition. And ever since then, a new Kentucky tradition was formed, and horse racing has never looked back. And while these traditions date back a little farther than Kentucky basketball, there's no doubt, especially amongst us fans, that Kentucky basketball has a tradition like any other. And with the continued tradition of success over multiple generations comes a fan base that is passed down through generations as well. And when it comes to the term blue blood, it quite literally feels like, by growing up in Kentucky, that being a UK fan is in our blood. Kentucky, unlike most fan bases of other schools, base everything in our lives around this school. We plan birthdays and weddings and even funerals around UK. My grandpa was the one who instilled being a UK fan into me, and his favorite player was Richie Farmer because my grandparents were also from Clay County, and that is one of my earliest memories of him. He was a fan until the day that he died. He was buried in a UK shirt with a UK logo inside the casket, and the casket itself was UK blue. Growing up, my dad drag raced. The name of his car was Kentucky Thunder, and one of his race cars with that name was Kentucky Blue and even had the 90s UK logo, the Wildcat, ripping out of the hood. So like I said, Kentucky truly has tradition unlike any other. Also, let's keep in mind that Kentucky benefits by having little to no competition for attention. Outside of Kentucky Derby once a year, the state basically has zero big-time sporting events that aren't UK related. The closest professional team to Lexington is 82 miles away, and let's be honest, the Bengals just recently got good again. There isn't a huge metro area in Kentucky with a ton to do to draw fans' attention away, or major NFL or NBA teams in the state to focus on during football and basketball season. I mean, really, there isn't even another college team to cheer for. We have Louisville, I guess, but they haven't been good in years either. Not to mention, I saw a poll taken in a major statewide newspaper that, if I can remember correctly, stated that only 11% of Kentuckians are Louisville fans. If you look at any other major college program, they have some other team in town to distract them. Duke has North Carolina and NC State that split fan bases there, not to mention the Panthers. Kansas has to compete with Kansas State and the Chiefs and the Royals. And UCLA has Hollywood, the Lakers, the Clippers, the Rams, the Chargers, and all of these other things to pull attention away from the Bruins. So because of all of this, I just think Kentucky has so much more of the fans' attention, which of course leads to fans being more invested here than anywhere else in the country. And finally, it's no secret that not only do Kentucky fans get mocked as a state by the entire country, Kentucky is almost universally looked at from the outside as being behind the times or uneducated or poor. Kentuckians are commonly referred to as dumb hillbillies, and it's commonplace for other fan bases to say, back to the coal mines, as an insult to Kentucky fans. And if there's one thing that brings people together, it's a common enemy. And whether that's Duke, Tennessee, or Louisville, or anyone else for that matter, no one comes together like Big Blue Nation. Kentucky fans are known for being proud to wear their logo anytime, anywhere that they travel out of town. And boy, do we travel. There is no fan base in the country that could have went to Kansas 2 seasons ago and started a Go Big Blue chant in Fog Allen Fieldhouse, the most hostile place to play in college basketball, like Kentucky fans did. Kentucky fans are proud of who they are and where they come from, which circles us back to this whole idea of getting mocked by the country. Having a program like UK in Kentucky gives Kentuckians a sense of pride and a reason to stick out their chest to the rest of the country. Sure, these outsiders can claim that we're uneducated hillbillies, or they can claim that we're behind the times, but one thing is for sure. When it comes to basketball, we're gonna kick your ass. So if you're an outsider and not a Kentucky fan, and you've watched this video and you don't understand why it means so much to us, or why it's different here, then like Calipari says,
For everyone. It just isn't. It's different.
and I don't know, maybe it's just a Kentucky thing and you wouldn't understand. That's going to wrap up this week's video, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know down in the comments, what does being a Kentucky fan mean to you, and what does make it so different here? Be sure to subscribe right now. We've gained us almost 100 subscribers this week, so let's keep it going. I will see you guys next week. Go Cats.